Mary Kean Coffey was a pillar in her community and within her family. She worked in both elementary education and on the university level, leaving a lasting mark on both her students and colleagues. She was a loyal and loving wife to Mike, her husband of 45 years, mother to Mike, Jane, Brian, and Josie, grandmother to her 7 grandchildren, and friend to many. She received multiple awards from St. Xavier University, where she was an adjunct professor and assistant to the Dean of Education, and was a recipient of Mother McAuley's prestigious Catherine McAuley Leadership Award. The Mary Kean Coffey Paid Forward Scholarship was created in her honor at McAuley and has been awarded each year to a small group of incoming freshmen for more than a decade. One of Mary's greatest joys came from meetings with her book club, which she started more than 45 years ago with Sister Mary Bryan Costello, RSM, Sister Terry Maltby, RSM, and other McAuley friends. In 2013, she passed away after a hard-fought battle with cancer. Mary is missed daily by her family and friends, but her legacy of paying it forward lives on.
So do you guys know why we're here today?
Our grandma's being inducted into the Wall of Fame.
Yeah. Hall
of Honor. Wall of Honor. Right?
Mary was just a really special person that was hardworking and respectful and inclusive of everyone. And Josie's the same way. I feel very lucky. I've known Mary for many years, and I think that the characteristics that she embodied are consistent with the core values of Mother McAuley.
What a wonderful friend and what a fun person. All of my memories of us being together at McAuley involve laughing. She was a very, very active McAuleyite. Many things that she was in, probably most importantly, student council, and what a voice. She was in Glee Club. She was in a cappella. She was terrific.
My mom was a wonderful singer. She sang at weddings and stuff. She had a beautiful voice. That did not translate to this generation, but
Not true.
but she spoke so highly of the teachers here and the wonderful education she received, and she just really made the most of her time here.
In senior year, we both took Sister Bryan's class of college English and got college credit for it. And one of the things that I learned in that class was how fabulous and terrific Mary Coffey's brain was. She asked the most insightful questions. She so clearly had intellectual curiosity. She loved the class. She made great comments. She answered questions beautifully. She enriched the classroom by being a student in it, and I really admired her as a result.
I first knew Mary as an enthusiastic and talented student in my English and creative writing classes at McAuley. Over the years, I watched her live out her long family connection with McAuley and the Sisters of Mercy. Her creativity went beyond the written word, and she never shied away from pursuing a new idea.
I think she truly was interested in everyone who she met, because she said she would learn something from everyone or learn something about everyone. So when you did talk to her, you did feel like she did kind of want to know who you were and what you were doing. So I think that made people feel good and happy to be around her because she was so interested in them. And I think that the memories she made at McAuley brought, the love of Catholic education to her.
She had such incredible faith and always knew the right thing to say to make you feel better when you wanted to just burst into tears about loss.
Catholic education was clearly very important to my mom and our parents, but also strongly believed in a single gender education. And we talked about it often, especially as a student at McAuley. You may not even realize it, but when you see that the student body president is a young woman and the captain of the debate team and the captain of the math team are women, it just sends such a positive message and lends confidence to the young women that you may not even realize it at the time, but it's such an invaluable opportunity.
What she wanted to do was to be a teacher of teachers, and she did. She was wonderful at it. She started something called the Bishop Gorman Institute, That was another tremendous gift she gave as a teacher of teachers.
We're so grateful that a dear friend of our mom's started the Mary Kean Coffey Pay It Forward Scholarship, and we've had the pleasure of meeting some of the young women who have been awarded, and they're just incredible young people. So grateful to have that opportunity to keep her memory alive in that way.
And she was a big proponent of a pay it forward attitude. I think the applicants are doing a great job of doing that, paying it forward, and using the education that they're getting here and using it to then pay it forward in any way possible.
One night, Mary called me and she said, you know, I've been thinking about this group, you know, our friends and all the fun we have. And she said, you know what I really think we need is some intellectual stimulation. And she said, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to call Sister Brian. I know that she will be happy to come and speak to us, and I'll tell her she can talk on anything she wants. And Sister talked about women as storytellers. That is how you learn to know and love somebody. You tell them your story. You tell them what's important to you, what's happened to you in your life, what's made you the woman you are. They do the same thing back, and pretty soon you have a beautiful friendship forming. At the end of that lovely talk that she gave, she said, I think you should start a book club. And Mary said right away, done. And in a month, she had us back into the living room, and she had selected a book. We had a wonderful discussion about it. And Mary then said, we'll see how it goes. Well, it goes and goes and goes and is still going. So 44 years later, it has been one of the most enriching things of my life, of all of our lives. And many of our dear members have gone to heaven over the years. New people come in, we're always looking for a little youth, if you get my drift, you know. It's just a wonderful thing.
One of my favorite keepsakes is my mom's Christmas tablecloth. My parents hosted Christmas Eve in 1977, and at some point in the evening, my mom suggested that everyone should sign the tablecloth. Later on, she stitched everyone's signature or note or whatever they put on the tablecloth into it. And a tradition was born that then every year a tablecloth would come out, it would go on the dining room table, and anyone who visited was invited to sign the tablecloth. I think there's a couple ex-girlfriends, ex-boyfriends on here, maybe a mailman or two, I don't know. But it's such a vibrant and colorful example of her welcoming spirit and how everyone was invited to the table. And it's just such a treasured artifact in our family.
My mom, when we were growing up, had a lovely garden with a statue of St. Francis of Assisi in it. There's a famous quote from him that I think really personifies my mother. And it says, "Spread the gospel at all times. When necessary, use words." Throughout her life, my mother fed the widower, comforted the bereaved, honored her parents, all while having a humility about her own accomplishments and contributions.
If my dad was the romantic love of my mom's life, then McAuley certainly was the educational one. The experiences she had there and the friends she made really helped make her into the wonderful person that she was. McAuley was always a huge part of my mom, so it's great to see my mom become more of a part of McAuley.
She faced her end so beautifully and encouraged everybody whose heart was breaking about losing her. But anyway, every day since October 4th, 2013, I have started my day talking to her, thanking her, telling her how much I love her, and saying her favorite prayer, the Memorare. Beautiful prayer. Anyway, that's one of the things I do in my daily prayers. The other is to thank God for all of my blessings, and there are so many. And boy, my friendship with Mary Coffey is at the top of the list, so a real blessing. I was so lucky to know her. I think I started these remarks by saying everybody should have a friend like Mary Coffey. I end them with saying the same thing. Everybody should, and I did. Lucky me.